everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you all for being here. It means so much to me. I wanted to give a really quick small tutorial. Oh, I gotta quit shaking the camera. If I was watching and give me vertigo, on how to make tiny silk roses. They can go on some of our journals, any kind of mixed media. These work out very well. Here's some that we made in a recent retreat in Vermont. Oh my goodness, so much fun, absolutely fun. And this was made with some beautiful silk dupione. You fold it in half like that, and then you do a running stitch with a piece of thread. I can show you without being all committed to it. You do a running stitch just like this, and when you do your gathers, then you have that soft folded over edge, and it makes flowers that look like this. And this one, I had a little pearl brooch, and so I just kind of, I need to get that over there. Stray glue drives me crazy. So, and then I did the same thing with some green silk dupione, folded it in half, and then cut a little, like a square, but fold it into a triangle and gather the edges. And then you've got a nice little leaf. And this is just some wool that I had stuck behind there. Kind of looks nice, doesn't it? But this little brooch really set that little rose off. And if I had another, I might put it right in there. But I'm going to save that for another time. So, I thought I would show you guys. This is just a regular piece of, I believe it's silk dupione as well. It's just has a little more of a raw texture than this one does. But equally as beautiful. I love it. So what I do with this one is I use a long needle because it's easier to take a lot of stitches with a long needle. I also use some just regular hand quilting thread because we're going to be using a lot of it and pulling it and tugging on it, so you want it to be extra strong. If you're using just regular sewing thread, it is quite strong, but it's usually not enough for all the tugging that's going to happen. So what we're going to do is in this rose, for the rose that I had on my journal, I took a straight piece, much longer than this, obviously. This is just a scrap. I folded it in half, and my running stitches were along this bottom edge. With this piece, I want the rough texture on the edge. I don't mind that at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, just pretend like this is the very beginning of my piece of material. And I'm just going to do some quick stabs. And I'm going to do a running stitch. You don't have to count them. It's not a precise thing. And I'm doing them in a diagonal. Diagonal to the length of your fabric. I'm going to pull my quilting thread. And don't gather it yet. Just try to keep it from getting too, you don't want it knotted up or anything. So now I'm going to turn this way. And one of my favorite embroidery friends, Miss Fan Mary, showed me how to do this years and years ago. And then my daughter was an Azalea Trail maid, and I made some beautiful little flowers. But I used, let's see, the ribbon I used was thinner, was about half the width of this one. Can you imagine only putting 2 or 3? That kid knows over there. Oh, goodness. Okay, so we're going to keep doing that. All right, I'll do one more just to show you. And we're just going to do some quick stabby stabs. This isn't precise, it's just pretty. Okay, we can still have pretty and not, you know, have to think a whole lot about it. So there we go, we've got our diagonal. All right, I've already done a whole bunch of those on this one, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So here it is. It's sort of scrunched up. I'm going to hold my thread. You see, this is all I have left, right? So I'm going to start about the middle-ish, and I'm going to start working that gather right down towards the end. Now you see how much thread I have left after all that gathering. All right. Make sure I stay in frame. All right, now I'm going to go to the end, and I'm going to start Just rolling that in. And there's my little flower. You see how beautiful that is? Let me put just a few more in here, and we'll finish up this flower, and maybe I'll be ready to glue it on my journal. Okay, so I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna do a few more here. It is quick once you get the hang of it. Running stitch is so easy and versatile, and it takes just nothing to make it. And you see why I said get the quilted thread. You're going to do so much tugging on it, and you don't want to do all this work, which is quick and easy, but you want to get to the final product, making the beautiful rose. You don't want to spend all your time reworking the thread. Heavens no. Okay, one more here. Let me do one more. All right, now I'm going to work that down. I don't want it too gathered, like where it starts scrunching on itself, because I can always gather it a little bit more with my hand as I'm rolling the flower in on itself. All right, I'm going to take a little nip of the fabric right there and just make a knot. That's all I'm going to do. Just that easy. Okay. All right, let me stick that there. My cat's probably going to try to eat that thread. He did that a few months ago and ended up in the vet hospital. That was terrible. Terrible and scary. Okay, where's mine? I was considering putting it somewhere on the outside of this journal because of the purples. Oh, goodness, it'll be so pretty. All right. So on this end right here, I'm going to fold it down so that I have a little bit. I'm trying to make a bud for the center there. I'll put the tiniest drop of glue, because glue and me sometimes just don't work that well. Hot glue, that is. Okay, and I'm just going to start folding it in. And truly, you should probably do a few more glue drops. But I want to get towards the end of the flower before I do that. And you can, oh, see there? We've got a rose started. We've got a rose started. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Okay. Yes. And I don't think I have any felt right here. But I do have lots of paper. What do I have that I can glue this down to? Let me look real quick, see what I can find. Okay, maybe I'll just take a little piece of lace. That'll do just fine by me. All right, I'm gonna leave that there. Okay, I just want to give it a little bit of a base. So let me move this out of the way. That was to distract you from my ugly cutting board. I'm still in frame. We're good. Now see, there's our little thread. We'll just poke it down to the bottom. And you see how your white thread doesn't even show? That's just awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna, you can use Fabri-Tac for this. You can use your glitter glue. Just about anything will work, but I'm impatient and I'm trying to make this video for you guys, so I want to make sure that it dries quickly so I can give you the example. Okay, I'm just going to put that in there and get rid of my glue strings that drive me crazy. Okay, and wherever it starts to kind of unfold, like right there, just go to the base and put just the tiniest dab of glue. Like I said, Fabri-Tac would work fine because you're holding it in place. It'll have time to dry. I'm just trying to expedite this a little bit. I'm going to put a tiny dab of glue right there. And fold it in a little bit. All right. It's all going great. And it's gorgeous. And see, that's where you drop in a little tiny pearl. I have one right here. Let's see. See if that's something that would work in there. And it's not always. I play around with ideas, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. But this little flower will work beautifully because it's gonna live like, oh, sorry about that, like right here. Now, I have plans to put a doily of some kind on here, and then this. I'm not quite sure. I hadn't quite finished the thought on this, but that would be so pretty right there with another one. Maybe like a half bud. And then I can take, I was thinking of taking this and folding it in, not really in half, but like in 3/4 right there, and making a leaf out of that and putting that right there. Just have to kind of imagine it. Not this whole thing, like just cut off. Let's cut a piece. Let's live dangerously right there. Okay, so there's that. And say we scrunch it like that and put this beautiful rose down on it, and then you got a leaf. See there? And if you even offset it so that it's like this, oh, that's pretty. And there's your flower. See there? It'd be gorgeous. Okay. Well, I hope that gave someone a little insight on how to make this gathered rose, and maybe a little bit of inspiration. And that's what I hope. And next time I'll come back and I'll show you guys how to make this folded edge. And see there, I even have a little rosebud. And these are different kind of leaf than this, obviously, but it's still beautiful, and that would be gorgeous right there even. Okay, that's for another day. All right, y'all take care. Take care of each other and be kind.